When I first started my Turo fleet, I had no idea which car was going to perform the best. I've gone through over 80 cars on Turo, Get Around and Hire Car, and in today's video, I'm actually going to show you behind the scenes and rank each one of my vehicles on Turo to give you guys an in-depth analysis on which cars I recommend, which ones I would buy again, and most importantly, which ones I would avoid. So make sure you stay till the end because I'm going to go inside my Turo profile and show you guys everything. And if you guys don't know who I am, my name is George Madden, and I am Pittsburgh's largest Turo host. And I've been coaching clients for over 3 years now and have experience renting cars for over 5. Let's break it down in this video and show you guys what to buy and what to avoid. All right, guys, so we're gonna go through every single car, but I'm gonna make it easy. We're gonna put these cars in 3 different categories. So A is going to be cars that I would buy again immediately that have been the best. B is going to be cars that I wouldn't stay away from or shy away from. I probably would buy again as long as they're at the right deal. And C are cars that I will never buy again and you'll never see in my fleet. And how I'm going to determine these rankings are 3 factors. 1 is going to be price, so how much can I charge for the car? 2 is going to be bookings, so how much demand there was for this particular vehicle. And 3 is going to be maintenance and repairs. So obviously the lower the maintenance, the lower the repairs, the higher the ranking. So using those 3 categories, I'm going to be able to put them as A players, B players, and C players. So now let's go in depth and I'm going to show you guys behind the scenes of my actual Turo profile. All right, guys, first vehicle we're going to go through right here is the Chevy Cruze 2017. So I'm going to rank this car as an A. So this vehicle was able to rent for around $40 a day, which was great for what I priced it at. And this car was booked all of the time. I'm saying like at least 25 out of 30 days a month. And as far as maintenance and repairs, this was a vehicle that had no issues during my entire time renting it. I didn't have to do any repairs. The only thing I had to do was basic maintenance and such as tires and oil changes. All right, guys, so that Chevy 2017 was a clear winner. I'm ranking that as an A. The reason I don't have that car anymore, it was totaled by a guest. That was a big winner. I love that car, had no issues. On to the next one. So we have a Chevy Cruze 2016. All right, what do you guys think I'm going to rank this? You guys probably think high because of the rating I just gave to the 2017 Chevy Cruze. Well, guess what? This car is a C, meaning it's the worst rating. This vehicle had overheating problems. It had transmission issues, and I think there was something weird about the radio too. But this car broke down 3 times. I spent thousands of dollars on this vehicle when it came to the maintenance. As far as the pricing goes, it went for similar pricing as the 2017. And bookings, it was booked fairly often because in my area, economy cars do very well. But the maintenance on this thing was so killer that I have to give it a C. One of the very first rentals I had is actually this car, and it broke down the second trip with a guest who was renting off me. And it was very embarrassing. I went out in the middle of the night, picked them up. They were on the highway. The car just overheated, broke down, and it really set my Turo journey off to a bad start. And I was nervous about renting in the future, but I looked it up. Apparently, these 2016 Chevy Cruzes are duds. Stay away from them. That's a C. All right, guys, we're gonna lump these next ones all in together because I've had no issues with any of these cars, no matter the year, make, and model. And these are some of my A players that I keep on buying and I'll buy again. So we got the Chevy Equinoxes here. We have a 2011 you can see in my profile, a 2013, another 2013, another 2013, and another 2016. You guys are probably thinking, wow, those are very similar cars. Some of them are even the same color. Yes, that's true. And has it ever caused me issues with guests picking cars up? Yes, it has. So make sure if you're doing remote pickup and drop off like I am, they send you a picture of the license plate. They're taking the right car. I've had guests try to take the wrong Equinox before, which is understandable. They do look very similar, but still check the license plate, if you're renting a car. But anyways, I understand that. But these same guests have, tried taking a Kia when it's a Chevy Equinox. So again, always check the license plate. Make sure the guest is sending you the proper photo so that won't be a problem, especially when you have cars that are all the same year, make, and model like I do, and some of them are the same color. But let's get into the Chevy Equinox. So these Chevy Equinoxes have all served me super, super well. I'm going to give them all an A. I only had one issue with the Chevy Equinox where I had to replace the transmission, but it was a higher mileage car at over 150,000 miles on it at that point, so it wasn't that big of a deal and it was to be expected. It was a fairly cheap fix, and let me just say this. These cars rent for more money because they're SUVs, so sometimes I'm able to get $60 to $70 a day for them, even though they're older. They are extremely reliable, where I said, I only had that one car with the problem, so maintaining them is not an issue, and they are booked through the roof. So I am renting these out like almost every single day of the month. The only days they might be down are 1 or 2 days a month because I'm doing maintenance or something on them. So I highly, highly recommend Chevy Equinoxes, and I will continue to source these. I actually just picked up 2 more. I got a 2020 and a 2021 that I didn't list on Turo yet. But overall, no problems with these cars, and people absolutely love them. All right. We got a Chevy Malibu 2013. I talked enough about the Equinoxes. The Chevy Malibu 2013, I rate that an A. This car, since I put it on the platform, has gone on the longest trips out of any vehicle I have. People rent this thing for a month or more at a time. No maintenance issues yet. Car is booked completely out, and it still rents for a fair amount at around $40 to $50 a day. So absolute winner. I'm going to source more of these in the future, but this car has served me very well. I put it on at the beginning of the year, and it is one of my top earning cars just because of how often it is booked. There's something about the Malibu that people love. All right, the next vehicles, we have 2 Chrysler Town & Countries, a 2013 and a 2012. So I rate these a C. These are the cars that keep me up in the middle of the night, that give me nightmares. Now, not really, I don't take it that seriously, but these things have caused me so many issues, cost me thousands of dollars. One had an overheating problem, other transmission. The first one I had, obviously people want to take for long trips, right? So when you get vans and stuff, and larger vehicles. Remember, people are going to take these on vacation. They're going to drive these things far. There's nothing you can do about it, and it's fine as long as you get paid for the mileage. But when that happens, when they break down, it gets a lot more expensive. So first one, transmission went. Second one, overheating problem. And I am done with Chrysler Town & Country. I actually read more about them after the fact, and they are known for not being reliable. So I will never buy those cars again, and I rate those at a C. Do not buy those guys, seriously. All right, next, we got a Dodge Avenger 2013. I rate this car an A. This car was one of the best cars I ever had. I recently sold it out of my fleet. I still need to take it off of Turo. But this vehicle, people loved it for the interior. It's kind of a cooler looking car, even though it's older. And it rented out extremely well, still for $40 to $50 a day. I think I bought that car for like $6,500. So it made its money back in less than like 7 months. Completely killed it. No maintenance issues, and I highly recommend Dodge Avengers. I love them. Then we have our Dodge Dart 2015. So again, love my Dodge Dart. That vehicle has been through like 8 insurance claims, but it's all been like small repairs that we've had to get done to it. I give that an A as well. It rents extremely well. Had no maintenance issues besides just guests wrecking it and having to get it fixed, but that's not maintenance. It's just what happens on Turo. But for some reason, that car has attracted a lot of bad drivers. It's not even a sports car or anything, so I don't know why, but that car has been wrecked more than any car on my fleet. I've had to repossess that car from people. Someone stole that car. There's been drug dealers in the car, but that thing still runs extremely well, and I always like to run them to the ground, so we're going to keep that baby going. Keeps renting, keeps on bringing on income, so I give that an A. Right now, you're probably thinking, oh, I love Dodge, which there's 2 Dodges I do love, but now we're gonna get to one that I absolutely hate. We have my 2 Dodge Journeys, 2015, 2016 Dodge Journey. So, you probably saw this in one of my previous videos. If not, I'll give you a quick recap. The silver Journey you see right there was stolen by a guest, and this guy actually ended up hitting 6 other cars. So this was one of the most complicated insurance claims I've ever been involved in, because I went with his personal insurance, so I didn't have to pay the deductible through Turo. Then I had to deal with the police and 5 other claims against my driver. I submitted information, went through all the forms, and this is one of the ones that really tested me on my insurance ability, and I came up on top, made good money off the car when they decided to total it out. And funny enough with this guy, once he brought the car back totaled, he left a gun in the vehicle and came back and took it out in the middle of the night. So when we were cleaning it, we saw a gun, we didn't touch it, and it was gone the next day. So that was a really interesting one. So not very rare to have guns in the vehicles left in them, especially, or for cars to be in accidents that involve so many others. But I don't just hate these cars because of that, because that's not the car's fault, it's the driver's fault. The transmission in both of these things went, and then engine lights started coming on even after the repair with that. So I don't like them. I looked them up. They're not very reliable. I like Dodge overall, but Journeys I will not do again. And again, people do take those for longer trips. They beat them up, and 2 transmissions out of 2 gone, so that's why I give them a C. Do not buy them. So the Ford EcoSport 2019. I love this Ford EcoSport. It actually made like $1,600 last month, which is pretty crazy for an EcoSport, but it's also because it was August in our area in Pittsburgh. It's a little bit more demand there, but still, like, our prices don't really change that much. I work with a lot of you guys all over the United States, and we do in-depth analysis when you work with us at carrentalcoach.com. But that's pretty good for this car, even though it still brings it on the low side, around $1,200 a month. I love this thing. I'm going to give it an A. I've only had it in the fleet for 3 months, so I may change my mind in the future. We'll see with an updated video later on. No issues at all. People love the thing because it's so great on gas. It's booked all the time, and it books for over $50 to $60 a day sometimes. So people love it. It's renting well. It's bringing in income. No headaches. A. Next, we have the Ford Escape 2014. So this guy right here, it's a C. I hate this car. It gave me so many engine issues. Guests didn't like the way it handled. It's kind of clunky. It almost drives like an Explorer, but if you guys have ever driven a Ford Explorer, you know what I'm talking about. It's a little clunkier feeling. This thing sucks. Ended up selling it after getting it fixed. Would not recommend it at all, especially compared to the EcoSport, that it's just such a better car. Stay away from the Ford Escape. It cost me money. I made no profit off of it, and it's not reliable, so I give it a C. All right, guys, 3 Ford Explorers. You can see I got one in silver, red, and blue, all 2022. And 2023. So I love these cars. What's great about these, from my area, people take them on beach vacations a lot, so we're dealing with a lot of families. They do got the 3rd row in them, and they have DVD players and all of the bells and whistles. So these cars are more expensive, but they're renting for over $2,000 a month. So very healthy profit on them still. I've had no issues with them at all. Except for the backup camera on one of them, like, wasn't working for a day or 2, but then it just fixed itself. And I heard that when I looked them up online, and I saw other guests were having that issue, or hosts were having the issue with the backup cameras. Mine fixed itself. They rent all the time because people love these SUVs for long trips. And I like renting to families, especially ones going on vacation, just because they're usually renting the car for a longer amount of time and they take care of it. So these cars are making great money at over $2,000 a month a piece. I recommend them as of now. I've had no issues with them over the last 6 months, and they're bringing in great income, so A. All right, now we're gonna get into the party car, the Ford Fiestas. So you can see right here, I have a 2014, 2017, and another 2017. So I actually only have 2 of these in my fleet still. I had to get rid of one of them because it was totaled on its very first trip. So it's actually this one right here, the white 2017. So very first trip I put that car out on, it was like, I was so upset. I got this car at such a great price. Sourced it at $6,500. The car was worth $13,000. Person wrecked it within 5 minutes of their trip starting. They went down the street after picking it up from our lot and went right into a telephone pole. We were insured, covered, ended up making money on the car after insurance, but that one was a winner because they all are. I love Fiestas. For what you can source them at, they're very affordable. These cars, again, have had no issues that I've had since the beginning. I'll keep buying Ford Fiestas. They're fun cars to drive. Some people complain about the transmissions in them and say they can break down easily. I haven't had that experience myself, and these cars all have over 150,000 miles on them at this point from being on Turo so long. But I highly recommend Ford Fiestas. I think they're fun to drive. Guests like them, and again, very great on gas and very good when it comes to reliability so far. So, A. All right, guys, and this is going to bring you to the last of my Fords, which are the Ford Fusions. So Ford Fusions, actually, I'm going to give those an A as well. No major repairs. They rent extremely well. They're reliable, and people really like them. Especially this Ford Fusion 2013 right here. It's got a nice screen, good, great stereo system. People love it. It is always rented, so I like Ford Fusions. I would buy them, Fiestas, but like I said, I would stay away from the Escapes. I hate those. And I do like Explorers. But the newer Explorers are a lot better than the older ones. I used to drive an Eddie Bauer 2012 Ford Explorer. It was nice, just a little clanky. It's a big difference with what they've done with the newer ones, but they still do kind of drive like an Explorer, but some people really like it. All right, GMC Sierra 2012. This is a C, guys. I stopped buying the trucks, even though Turo just announced a new program where they're going to allow you to rent box trucks. So I'm going to buy a box truck. I'm going to keep you guys updated on how well it does because I think it could bring in some serious income. And I'm going to get into the moving industry with Turo a little bit here. So I'm really excited about the box truck. But as far as this pickup truck goes, people really beat it up. It was an expensive vehicle to put in the fleet. And again, I ended up having engine lights, small fixes, but still, people would complain about the vehicle. It was more costly to maintain. It was a little bit older with higher miles, but I didn't like it because it wasn't even making me that much more money than the economy cars. It was like 15% more, but it was like 30% more to maintain. And that's why I'm not going to do another pickup truck. But like I said, I am going to go into box trucks soon, and I'm very, very excited about the box trucks because that's a whole new industry when it comes to moving. And I'm excited to be one of the very first that does it in Pittsburgh. All right, guys, now we're going to go into Hyundai. I always like Hyundai. A lot of people fight me on this. I think Hyundais are great cars, especially for what they're priced at. And if you look at newer Hyundais versus some of the older ones, they have made huge improvements to the quality, and they have made me some of the most money in my entire fleet. So Hyundai Accent, I'm going to give this one a B. The Hyundai Accent, I had to do a few repairs to it, but it's definitely made me a lot more money than I've spent, even with repairs. It rents extremely well, very good on gas, so for that, it's going to be a B, because it did cost me more than some of the other cars. The 2020 Hyundai Accent, you're going to see right here, though, that's an A. That one's killed it. Hyundai stepped it up, especially with the Accents in newer years. The 2020 has been on the road nonstop. People love it, and I never see it at the lot, so that's an A. All right, we got two Hyundai Elantras here. So with the Hyundai Elantras, again, an A. Nothing I can complain about, just basic wear, tear, maintenance. Car is always rented, still doing over $40 to $50 a day. Hyundais, they rent very well. They got all the basic things like Bluetooth and all of that people like. They're good to drive, and most importantly, great on gas. People love them. They're always rented. Okay, Hyundai Santa Fe. So I only have one Santa Fe. I've been renting this one out for like almost 2 years now. I like this car a lot. It's an SUV, so it rents very well, and it goes for a little bit more than the other ones. Usually starts around $60 a day, so that makes a pretty big difference. No major issues with it, even though it's high mileage, older. So I would definitely add another one of these to the fleet, even though I like Equinoxes for my SUVs. But if I saw a Hyundai Santa Fe at the right price, I would definitely buy it. So I'm going to give that one an A. All right, Hyundai Sonatas. Hyundai Sonatas, again, do extremely well. I think they're a little bit nicer than the Elantras. Usually a little bit more expensive to buy too. I like the Sonatas a lot. Always rented, rent for a good amount of money. Very reliable, no issues. Giving them all an A. So I actually helped a few of my clients source Hyundai Sonatas. We were able to get them for 30% less than market value, and we shipped them right to them Turo ready after we did our whole market analysis and got them completely set up. And our clients were making money within 1 week of working with us. So if you're interested in working with us, go to carrentalcoach.com, fill out our quick 60-second survey, and we'll see if you qualify. We don't take on everyone. We only take on people that are serious and we know that we can get them to the next level. So again, it's only for people that are very results oriented, and we work with you one-on-one. But go there, fill out the survey, and we'll see if we have time and choose to work with you. But again, our clients make money the first week they work with us, so fill out the survey, we'll see what we can do. But let's get to the rest of the cars, guys. All right, Jeeps. Jeeps are weird, okay, guys? I'm gonna give all of my Jeeps a B rating. So the Jeeps have been some of the most popular cars for people to rent. People really love this Patriot right here. They love the other Patriot, and they love this Compass. The problem with the Jeeps, they have had some issues. I've had to repair them, but they rent so freaking well that I like them still because I never see them. They're always booked. They get great ratings. People love Jeeps, especially people that are the Jeep cult. They just don't like driving anything else. I like Jeeps. I just don't like how much they are to repair. But since they rent so well and they're not the most expensive that I've had to repair, I'm still going to give them a B. I would get them, but only if I'm getting them for significant deals. I would never pay market value for a Jeep. And that goes for both Patriots and the Compass. All right, this is one of my other favorite car brands besides Hyundai, Kia. And people hate Kias for some reason, but the newer ones are amazing. So let's go through them, guys. We got the Kia Forte 2013, the other Kia Forte 2015. Oh, what's next? The Kia Forte 2015 and another Kia Forte 2016. Oh, then we got another Kia Forte 2016 and another Kia Forte 2016. So guys, if you haven't noticed, I like Kia Fortes. Why do I like Kia Fortes? They rent extremely well. They are great on gas. They're a more modern looking car. Guests give great reviews about them, and cheap. They're very cheap to buy. We see them all the time when we're outsourcing vehicles. Had no issues with these cars. And what do you think I'm gonna rate these if I have 6 of them. So obviously I like them. I'm giving them an A. Those are an A rated car. I get clients Kia Fortes all the time. They absolutely love them. And the Kia Optima. So this Kia Optima, guys, if you ever saw the Butler video, this is the one that was stolen when I was doing private rentals, okay? So this older woman rents the vehicle. I feel very bad for her at first. She said she's using it to get the cancer treatments, all that stuff. And I was very empathetic. She stopped making payment to me. I even let her go a little bit longer, an extra week than I would have let anybody else because of the whole cancer story and the issues she was having, and I really felt sympathy for her. Turns out she was taking the car, driving around, doing drugs. There was no cancer. Stopped making payment, completely blocked my number. And then she ripped out the hardwired tracker I have in the car. So she was a professional because I have dummy ones and hardwired. She actually took it to a mechanic to have the tracker removed. I got a notification. Ended up hiring like a bounty hunter type of guy. He ended up repossessing the car because the police couldn't help me, and got the car back. And guess what? Even though she beat it up, I'm talking like it smelled like human urine in it, which I'm pretty sure was hers, and there was animal hair and stuff, but this was like human smelling. It wasn't like a dog or a cat. You guys know the difference. Unfortunately, I've had to smell this in too many cars, especially when I was doing hire car. Anyways, car is like a tank. It kept running even though she beat it up, wasn't getting oil changes even after repossessing it and having somebody do that. So it was actually still one of the best cars I ever had when it comes to the profit I made. I love it. The Kia Optima, I'd say it's like a step above the Fortes, but the Fortes are usually cheaper, but I like both cars a lot. Definitely recommend them, all A's. All right, the one car I don't like though that Kia's made is the Kia Rio. So this Kia Rio 2013 you guys see, not a fan. It's caused me some headaches. Not my favorite car at all. So I would give that a C. It was expensive. I had to get it fixed. Got rid of it. Next. You guys ever see the hamster commercials with the Kia Souls? Well, they're kind of funny. I don't know. I always think about it with my cars because I have 4 Kia Souls and they rent really well. They're a weird looking car, right? But I have a 2012, a 2013, a 2013, and a 2016. I never see these things. People like them because even though they're not like an SUV, they're almost like a mix between an economy, like mid-sized car and an SUV because the trunks are so like boxy and square that you could fit a lot of luggage in it. So we took this to the airport once because I had to take a car to go catch a flight and my car was in the shop, so I used one of my rentals and it fit a lot of luggage. I was surprised and I kind of liked it, even though it feels like something maybe you could like flip over because how boxy it is. I ended up liking the Kia Soul. I wouldn't really want to drive one all the time, but renters absolutely love them. Must be something about the style. It is a unique looking car, but again, no issues with them. I give them an A. All right, guys, I only have one of these. It's a Mazda, and you guys can see it's a CX-5 2023. It's been renting really well. It's a newer car. I'm not going to rate this one yet because I don't have enough experience with it. I'd give it an A for how it started so far, but I've only rented this thing for like 2 months because the first time I even put it on the road, it was an accident. Somebody smashed the side door, so we just got this repaired, got the insurance all figured out, and we were able to go after the person that hit its insurance. I was able to get loss of income and diminished value on it, making me an extra $3,000, which is really great. But it was sitting. We'll see how it goes. I'm not going to give my recommendation on it yet, but I will say that so far, everything's been going well with it. It is a more expensive car. It's brand new, 2023. Even though I don't buy any of my cars new, I think I had like 15,000 miles on it when we got it, but I can't give my recommendation yet because I haven't seen enough of them. We never listed this Mercedes-Benz right here, so we're going to skip that over. And you guys, by now, if you watch this channel, you know I love Mitsubishi Mirages. So let's look at these little go-karts. I have a 2015, 2017, 2019, 2021, 2017, 2017, 2019, 2019, 2019. So right now you guys might be thinking, wow, he's got like a fleet of Mitsubishi Mirages. You're damn right I do. So these Mitsubishi Mirages are like little go-karts that always rent, and people absolutely love these things. I, from time to time, get complaints that, oh, this thing doesn't have much power, or it's like feels like too small of a vehicle, or whatever complaints people can have when they're not used to driving something so small. These little go-karts rent for over $1,000 a month. I'm able to get them for around $6,000 a month, and they are amazing on gas. So Turo's going to be allowing ride sharing soon, where Uber drivers are going to be able to rent these cars. I think these are going to be some of my most rented cars for people doing delivery and Uber, because guys, the gas is crazy on these things. I can drive it for like an hour and just put like a small dent in the actual fuel gauge. I can't believe how good these things are on gas, and what's even better than their fuel efficiency, the reliability. They do not break down. I haven't had one issue with any of these cars. The only thing I've had is the belt on them, sometimes squeals, but you can get that fixed by just getting a new belt or getting some special lubricant to put on it. But again, amazing cars, always rented. I can't believe how well they do. I don't like driving them. I actually hate them because of how small they are. I refuse to drive them in the wintertime, but other people, they navigate well on them. I hate them, but I love them to rent out. These little go-karts do extremely well, and again, the gas is the big thing, so I'm really excited for when people do delivery and ride sharing in the next month on Turo, because we're gonna make some money, so here we go. My second favorite SUV, if not tied for first, it kind of depends. I don't know where I'd go with that yet. It's gonna be the Nissan Rogues right here. So besides the Equinoxes, the Rogues are great. I think the Rogues are the best vehicle that Nissan makes. Very reliable, rent extremely well. People love the curve of them. They feel great when you drive them around. Very smooth transmission and handling. I give those an A, and I don't know if I gave the Mirages a rating. Obviously, you guys know what I'm going to give them. That's an A as well. And to finish off the Nissan, guys, we're going to see we have Sentras, okay? So 1, 2, 3, we've got a 15, a 14, and a 13. I'm sorry, I forgot about my 19 red one as well. So I'm going to give these Sentras, I got to give them a C. I thought they were a B a few months ago. Each one of them I've had an issue with besides the red 2019 one right here. Guys, they have had so many transmission issues. I just can't recommend them. I buy them so cheap though, like sometimes $5,000, so it's like very tempting to always get them. But again, I always put more money into them, so I can't recommend them to anybody. The transmission on these things for some reason is horrible. And I've also had heating and cooling problems with Nissan Sentras. Besides that, they rent really well. They're great on gas, but I'd rather just buy another Mitsubishi Mirage, so you won't see me buying another one of those. So those are a C. And then we have the Nissan Versa and the Nissan Versa Note. Those cars are great. Those are A's, just like the Rogue. No issues with those. I prefer them way more than the Nissan Sentra. Those Versas, they're always rented. They're great on gas. They're very economical, and you won't see them. So I give those an A. If you see one for a great price, scoop one up immediately. And lastly, everybody always talks Toyota and Honda, right? Well, the thing is with Toyota and Honda, they're more expensive because they're more reliable. And I've had just as much luck with Hyundais and Kias. So that's why I don't always, recommend the Honda and the Toyota. I did get this Toyota, I did pay up for it, and it did do extremely well. But it didn't make me much more money than a Hyundai or a Kia. That's why if you can get a Toyota or a Honda at a great price, go ahead and get them. I didn't get anything special or see anything special with this car, so that's why I don't heavily recommend them. But I'll give them a B, and the only reason for that is the price of them. They're always more expensive, but they do hold their market value, so take your pros and your cons. All right, guys, that wraps up my entire Turo vehicle list that I've had on the platform since I started. I know that's going to be helpful to you guys when looking for cars, so make sure you take my rating serious. Every market's different. Everybody's had different experiences, but take a look. Thank you for watching the video. And like I said, make sure to go to carrentalcoach.com, fill out our quick 60-second survey so we can see if you're qualified to work with us, and we'll make sure your car sharing dreams are a success. Talk to you guys soon.